Okay, good evening. Welcome. I'd like to, before we start, appoint Cheryl Root as Secretary Pro Tem. Mrs. Galbraith will not be here tonight. Mrs. Root, roll call. Okay. Mr. Galbraith?
Here.
Mr. Brown? Ms. Galbraith? Dr. Hall? Here. Mr. Sprague? Mrs. Root is here. Ms. Galbraith? Here. Stand for the pledge. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Albert, would you read the mission statement, please?
Our mission statement: to ensure that every child is challenged in his or her full potential, academically, socially, and emotionally, to grow and develop into thoughtful, productive, and contributing members of society.
Thank you. Before we get to our spotlight school, I would like to apologize for the audio from last month's board meeting. It is being monitored more carefully tonight, and we have a system in place so that if it is not working, it will be able to flag us from the back and we can stop until it's working. So once again, for anybody listening at home, I apologize about that. Spotlight School, we are here tonight at Balmoral Elementary. Dr. Hadley, do you want to introduce our principal? It's Perkins, come on up. Come on, Mrs. Baker.
Welcome to Balmoral. I am Mrs. Perkins. This is Mrs. Van Hyken, our assistant principal. We want to thank the Board of Ed, our superintendent, district administration, our staff, and our community for allowing Balmoral to discuss our happenings, our good news report. So first of all, we want to highlight that in addition to our annual donation to Crete Pantry, where this year we donated over 1,200 items, we also donated 600 cards and had scholars and staff members sign those cards to a local veterans home. And that veterans home was able to give those veterans their cards every morning for breakfast, afternoon, and at dinner. So they had a nice welcome as they ate. We also adopted a veteran and made his wish list come true. And our parents at our PTO had dinner with that veteran on Christmas Eve. And then we also, we have been working with our class with our core values of advocate. And we have embraced the initiative from the district for cultural competency. And with our scholars, we've completed a couple of activities.
So on our reboot day, we have buddy classrooms here. So upper grade classrooms and lower grade classrooms are partnered together and they get together throughout the school year and do buddy activities. And so on reboot day, one of our activities was how diverse is my universe? And so they talked about the different people they come in contact with every day, and they actually made pasta necklaces to represent the different people that they come in contact with across the grade levels. So that was very exciting.
And we are doing activities with our staff each month, and we will continue to do projects each month with our scholars. Lastly, we have our success core value that we work on. In the past, we've given SMART goals to our parents on what their scholars are working on. We've given them tips on what to do at home. And so we have added for scholars to advocate for their own success and to be able to talk about that success, not only in their classroom, but with their parents. And so now those scholars are having conferences with their teachers about making target scores for their math growth, and also discussing if they don't make their projected growth, what are they going to do next, and then sharing that information also at home. And so we thank you for allowing us to share.
Thank you. Board comments, Dr. Holmes? From spot, sorry.
Good evening. Thank you all for taking the time to come and share with us some wonderful things that are going on in Balmoral. You guys are doing a lot of great things. I'm glad to hear that. What I hear, and a lot of us are saying, is teaching our kids that it is good to give back to other people, whether it's through the pantry or helping the veterans, or helping each other. I love when we have our older students help our younger students. So I think that's a huge thing with our youth today, and making sure they understand that even though their world is very important to them, other people in their world are important as well. So, great job.
No, thank you so much for the update, and I concur, Dr. Hall, just the idea of instilling service in our children, and particularly working with elders. I know that my dad's a veteran, and they love that when your grandchildren come by and show interest in them, and so that's very important. So thank you so much.
I agree. Thank you for all the different things that you're doing. I like how you do so many different things. So I'd say it appeals to different people, and that there are things that everybody can participate in. And I just love the fact that people got together with a veteran on Christmas Eve. It's really hard to believe that people would sacrifice their family time to do that. So thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you for opening up the home to us tonight and for showcasing your building. I always feel welcome here, whether it's during the day or at after school activities. So thank you for allowing us to come in and share this with you. Food pantries and hungry students are kind of a passion of mine. I've done a lot with the food pantries and the Northern Illinois Food Bank, so I appreciate that you're teaching the students that, you know, you need to give back and celebrating differences and everything. Everything you guys do here is just tremendous. So thank you very much for all you do every day for scholars. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. I have two public comments. The first one is Joy Patterson from Governor State University regarding the GSU Crete Monee partnership. Welcome.
Thank you. Hope I got sound, that's all I could keep time. My name is Dr. Joy Patterson. I am the Director of Educator Preparation for Governor State University. I would like to first thank you for the opportunity to collaborate and work alongside with your faculty and administration, and most importantly, the opportunity to impact teacher preparation and student learning. Governor State University is no stranger to Crete Monee. We have enjoyed many years of partnership with Crete Monee. In your packet, you'll find some of the exciting things that have occurred in the past, and there have been many. The things that are currently taking place, and great opportunities moving to the future. I wanted to take just a couple of moments to share some of these successes. I hope to be invited at a later time, perhaps at another setting, where we can discuss, where we have the opportunity to plan, and that we can dream big dreams for your students and for your teachers. A couple of semesters ago, I contacted the high school principal in need of a clinical immersion placement for our English teacher candidates. Not knowing what this would evolve into, the principal said yes. So the day set off a magnificent journey between our coordinator of our English program, Dr. Amy Biaglia, and your very own John Konecki. Typically, and many of your educators, if you've gone through a methods course, the candidates, they go to different schools, and the coordinator and the instructor, they go around to the different schools observing them and evaluating them, but there's no real connection. So in this clinical immersion program, The candidates have an entire year here at Crete Monee prior to student teaching. They spend 1 day a week, each Tuesday here, the entire day. Their class is held here. So Crete Monee has placed a GSU classroom in the high school with all the bells and whistles, and they have the opportunity to work with mentor teachers, doing micro lessons, lesson planning, assessment, planning, the whole 9 yards, and you make them feel very comfortable. So this experience, they have 40 hours a term, and the goal is to better prepare them day one to be a good teacher. So this immersion program is a pathway to student teaching, hopefully employment, and that leads to teacher retention. Because if they are comfortable and committed here at Crete Monee, by the time they become teachers, you will have them for years to come. So many of the candidates, when they started here day one, they were very apprehensive about coming to Crete Monee. Now you can't pull them away. They love the kids, and they love the staff, and they love the administration, and they really love John Konecki. This initiative has led to other opportunities. Faculty for GSU, the Division of Education, and faculty in the English and Social Science Department at Crete Monee, we worked together and participated in a Danielson rubric greater reliability exercise. Getting higher ed faculty to do anything outside their norm is a huge accomplishment. We had over 30 participants here, and they drove here and participated, and we observed the teacher together, and we rated that candidate, and we discussed, and we collaborated, and we had an 80% agreement. The goal was for us to see teacher excellence with the same eyes. And that experience has led us to change some of our assessments and to continuously improve to better prepare teacher candidates. Together, we submitted an approved proposal to be part of ISB Continuous Improvement Communities of Practice, as we call CICP. The goal of this initiative is to create a unified effort driven by higher ed and P-12 schools, districts, to ensure that all P-12 students have learner-ready teachers on day one. This team of 5, which includes myself, Dr. Amy Biaglia, our assessment coordinator, Melinda Elliott, your very own John Konecki, and Assistant Superintendent Laura Hirsch. We meet regularly, continuously trying to improve and develop new initiatives along the way. So due to the notoriety of our partnership and the wonderful things that we're doing, we were invited to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to participate in a 3-day convening with other partnering schools all across the country. So Denise Graney, your high school AP English teacher, accompanied us on this all-expense paid trip to Seattle, which has led to more relationships and more opportunities. Almost finished, 30 seconds. Our future initiatives include developing pathways to address the teacher shortage with quality teachers. We are working with your superintendents to develop viable pathways such as dual credit certification for teachers so that your teachers are qualified to teach dual credit. Job embedded programs such as bilingual and special education and paraprofessionals. We're also working to put our science teacher candidates in a clinical immersion experience here next semester. We continue to work on grants such as math teacher specialists and teacher quality partnerships, just to name a few. Again, there are so many things occurring, and there is so much energy and excitement around the success of these initiatives that it will be evident in your teacher recruitment, retention, and in your student achievement. There are many opportunities to partner with other school districts. However, no other school district has shown the level of professionalism and commitment as Crete Monee. Thank you.
Thank you. is Mr. James Young regarding strategic planning. Welcome.
Thank you, President Gasparo, members of the board, Dr. Condoleezza, and to our listening audience. Before I begin my comments, I need to say congratulations to the varsity football team, the coaches, support staff, and to all the parents. I haven't had an opportunity to do that since the 2012 season when my son participated. You know about that, Coach Hill. Let me say that I did receive the response, the board's response in regards to the public comments that I made at the committee before. Thank you. Okay, because that's a strong indication of the community and the board and the staff can work in a collaborative manner. However, I still believe there needs to be a policy statement written in regards to the personnel issue. Okay, and let it be known that we're not going to tolerate that person. So I'll leave it like that. Okay, the other thing is that I want to comment on what I heard near the end of the committee of the whole meeting, that the board is considering, or at least you have been notified that you're considering hiring an outside contractor for the strategic plan. If you remember correctly, a couple of months ago, when the first contractor appeared before the board, I think it was Dr. Monee, I asked the board to consider the skill set of its staff. We have people in the school district that has PhDs, master's degrees with numerous years of experience. I don't understand, and I would encourage you to utilize those personnel to help develop the strategic plan. In addition to that, ensure that there will be members of the community willing to help you in doing that. Our community, our school district community is rich and very valuable when it comes to professionals with skill set. We've got teachers that are parents. We've got administrators that work in other districts. So I would think that before we hire any outside contractor to come in and guide us, that we at least take advantage of the resources we have within us. Thank you.
Thank you. Administrative Officer, Dr. Carlos.
This is the fun part for me. I get a chance to do some recognition from some of our students as well as some of our staff members here. Tonight, we've invited our very own Crete Warriors here this evening, our varsity football team. And we wanted to take this opportunity to thank you for all of your hard work and recognize the accomplishments that you did. I know from being a mom, there's a lot of times you probably didn't want to get up to practice or go out there, and you had to push really, really hard a lot of days. Coming home late for dinner, parents having to pick up or waiting, it definitely is a big commitment for family as well as each of you as you're doing your studies. And we're very proud of you for the work that you put in. The things that you learn being a student athlete will carry through to you as an adult. Learning how to prioritize your time, push through, student discipline, those are all really fine attributes that will carry with you to pursue college or any job that you get. So do know that your accomplishments matter, and everything that you've been learning through your coaches will make a difference for you as you grow up and leave our district. So having said that, I want to just share a few highlights about our team, and then I will invite Coach Konecki to say a few words and then allow you to stand so you can receive some applause from all of us. We are here to celebrate our Warriors. Their record was 10-4 in our 2018 school year, and they were state runners-up in the 6A football division, so that's quite an accomplishment. But you had other accomplishments before. In 2012, I think that was referenced earlier, we were state champions, 14-0. And in 2015, second place again with a record of 11-3. So certainly this is an exemplary team and exemplary coaching staff that we have to continue to highlight our excellence. The varsity program has over 37 student athletes who are also taking AP classes, as advanced classes, so if you're juggling your schedule, it's equally important.
6
of our student athletes are also ignition mentors. So for our audience that doesn't know what ignition mentors are, they're our freshman transition program in helping our students transition. 6 of them are participating in helping our younger students coming in. And 2 of our athletes received an academics all-state award. And what that means, they received an all-conference, and they also maintained a GPA of 3.5. So that's certainly an accomplishment for those 2. So certainly want to thank you for all your work in that regard. In the meantime, I'm going to turn this over to Coach Konecki. If you can add a few more words, and then we'll let you. Yes, you may. Please do.
First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you to the Board of Education, Dr. Tom Reese, high school administration, Ms. Trish, for all your support throughout the season. This was a fantastic and amazing run. And I didn't actually really get a chance to talk with our guys after the season. And we got ushered right off the field, and this is one of our first opportunities that we have had to actually convene again. And what they did as a team and what we did as a team, their play was nothing short of amazing. We lost our first 3 games, and we went to state playoffs as the number 11 seed. We had to travel down to Bloomington, and we beat Bloomington High School. And then the next 3 games are a blur. And we had the opportunity to be at any of them. They were amazing. They were like nothing I've ever been a part of. I think I died a couple of years off my life. But in the end, it was awesome. So we had the opportunity to play Chatham Glenwood, and Ricky Johnson catches the ball with, I don't know, 7 seconds left to win 40-39. We played Washington in the next round. We were down 14 at the start of the 4th quarter, and we ended up somehow figuring out a way to win 35-28. And then with 2 minutes and 4 seconds left against Richards, we were down 14 or 12 points, and 12 points, and we scored a touchdown, hit the onside, recovered the onside, and scored another touchdown to go up, and gave them 17 seconds to win the football game, and that put us into the state finals. And I have to say this, that none of that can be done without tremendous coaching staff, amazing student athletes, amazing school community. For me, I have the best job in the world. I enjoy every day when I have the opportunity to go out and work with these guys. I will miss the seniors tremendously. And again, I just have to say thank you for allowing us, the opportunity to continue on with this. And it's a fantastic and wonderful honor to be part of the program. And we're going to work like crazy to bring on another state title. Thank you very much.
Coach, are you able to introduce the team this evening? Or?
Sure. Should I stand? I'm sorry.
However you want to do it.
All right, well, let's go ahead and, why don't we go ahead and have the members of the football come on up to here. We'll go ahead and stand review. Mark Graziani, and you know they're going to see right up the front there. There you go.
One of those shirts.
There you go. There you go. No. Yeah, there you go. Fantastic. Yeah, you're relevant. You guys did a great job. Mario Penalty. Sit down here. Ricky Johnson. Eric Morgan. That's it. Bobby White. Brandon Turner. Joe Evans. Brandon here. Yeah. Okay, my coaches could come up too. That'd be fantastic. Come on up. And I'm introducing Coach most veteran to Greg Murray, Kathy Siebert, Trace Capps, Keith McMaster, Matt Slusher, Sam Youssef, Forrest Gerlach, Ray Urmello Sr., and Josh Polanski. You want to get the board up here? Yeah. Okay, great. Fantastic. You want to take this?
Thank you, team, for joining us tonight. Have a good night. Thanks, coaches. Board members, any comments? Yeah. Coaches? Great job. Can't wait for next year. Thank you very much, coaches. And thank you for tonight. Thank you for tonight.
Yeah, I'll just add, during the Washington game, a minute ago, the truck was running and I was in it. And I looked over and saw our stands going nuts and had to run back up to the field. So I admit, I was there, but it was a great run and enjoyed following you guys all the way down the field. So thanks.
I do want to say, just how important youth sports are. A lot of people think, it's just about, having fun and entertaining, but it teaches so much to our students. It teaches them teamwork, responsibility, how to be organized, how to be punctual. And so, this is something that's huge. I understand the commitment even to the parents. I know how it is being a parent of a student that's also, in a sport. It can be very challenging. And so I just wish you all the best. You guys have some big shoes to fill. There's some warriors that went on to do some great things in sports. And so I wish you all the best. Those of you that are going to college, buckle down, do what you need to do. If you're going into a job, be responsible. If you're going into the military, they'll teach you all of that and you will learn that. But I just want to encourage you all, keep it going. It doesn't have to stay on the field. Take it into your personal lives and keep it going and you will be successful.
And I just want to add to what it does for a community. It really brings the community together. I was at every home game except for the one when we were at the conference. It's just a lot of fun, just being there, team building, seeing everybody that I've seen a lot of the boys grow up in the Crete Bulldogs and seeing them come all the way to second in state. So it really brings the community together. I just want to thank you for everything that you did for us this year.
Congratulations. The other part of my report tonight is talking about random acts of kindness. And part of our cultural competencies, the first thing that we really want to focus on is what is mean to be culturally competent. And part of that, number one, is showing empathy and sensitivity. And so as we take a look at the things that are all around us, we wanted to start highlighting the things that we are seeing, people that are showing acts of kindness, where they're showing being empathetic. And what actually ties in tonight that I'm going to share is a story that has to do with the football team. So this is a story that came from me from a member of the community who wanted to remain anonymous. But this was at the Washington game, and it was the end of the game, and all the players were exiting off the field, and they were heading that pathway to the locker room. And there were some happy people and those that maybe were sad because they lost the game. And we had one person that stood out and went out and shook every single person's hand, patted them on the back, from coaches to players to assistant coaches, and really took the time to be empathetic as well as recognize that. And it impacted the community members so much that he was choked up when he saw that and did pass the story along. And that person is our own special petty officer, Vernon Reed. So we wanted to acknowledge him and recognize him, and so that people were watching. And that kind of behavior is the examples that we want to send to our students, our community, about how much we do care. And those little acts of kindness do go a long way. So can you just give them a round of applause? Who was it? Petty Officer Vernon Reed. The next part I wanted to share is normally we take the opportunity to share some of the donation letters. What I wanted to do is give a little bit of background on some of the donation letters that do come. We had 3 from Crete, and the one that was donated, some items, was from the United Cerebral Palsy Foundation, this segment of Greater Chicago. And we wanted to certainly acknowledge them publicly for donating $25 gift cards. And this was done over the holidays, and this was for families and students during that time that needed something extra during the holiday time. They have done this for over 10 years, and they keep doing it every year. So we wanted to publicly thank them for their kind and generous donations and their act of kindness. Also at Crete, there were gifts from God. Now this is a unique story that I really wanted to emphasize. Gifts from God is a small organization consisting of one of our high school students, and his name is Ryan Reese, and his mother. He has taken upon himself to work with his mother to go out and get donated items for food, gift, family items that were done during the holiday. He's been doing this with his mother for the last 2 years. So Crete wanted to express their thanks for his commitment in doing that. And that speaks volumes for one of our students to be going out and doing this on his own with his mother. And the third was from the Crete Women's Club. They have been working to help our schools. I think this is the last, several months ago, they paid for one of our buses to send our students to the Museum of Science and Industry. So those donations really help to offset some of those expenses. And then lastly, I wanted to share a random act of kindness from a community member over at CSK. Now again, this was one of our students. Her name is Kimberly Bryson. She attended this school when it was actually Hickory Elementary School. And one of these January days, she showed up with 2 large boxes of items, school supplies, that she wanted to donate to the students there at the school. So she had fond memories about her time here, and she wanted to find a way to give back. So we wanted to acknowledge her and thank her for remembering us and remembering the students here in the district. So thank you for those random acts.
Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Dr. Carbonis?
Number one, regular meeting minutes of December 18th, 2018. Number two, regular meeting closed session minutes of December 18th, 2018. Committee of the whole meeting minutes of January 8th, 2019. Special meeting minutes of January 11th, 2019. Special meeting closed session minutes of January 11th, 2019. And item 6 is review closed session minutes of January 2018 through June of 2018. And then for business, district affairs, approve Press Plus issue 99 board policies. And then for business, approve accounts payable. Number 2, approve payroll. And number 3, approve treasurer's report.
Thank you. Your motion, are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Present.
Mr. Albrecht?
Aye.
Dr. Hall?
Aye.
Mrs. Root is an aye. Mrs. Deftero?
Aye. Thank you, motion carries. Action reports, curriculum. Okay.
Glad I have request for 2 overnight field trips. First one is for our Naval JROTC program to visit colleges and the National Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio. Field trips at the end of March. And the second one is for our color guard to attend a regional color guard championship in Newport, Indiana.
Board, any questions? I'm going to request that we vote on these separately. Anybody have a problem with that? Can I get a motion to approve the CMHS JROTC overnight field trip?
So moved.
See if I can hide that away from them. I'm gonna bring it out right when I tell her. Buddy wants to go to teenage spring training. I do got some Spanish.
I did not see, I thought typically we have the district be added as the additional certificate holder. I think it said there was nothing in that spot. I'm really certain, right? Is that correct? Or is that the way that's our protocol when we ask for a certificate of insurance, do we not ask the district to be added or included as the certificate holder? I thought we did that.
I mean, we can, getting it is not a problem.
Okay, because we're really just saying they have insurance, but I thought we was trying to lessen the liability for the district by including us as the additional holder. Okay. Okay. I thought I saw that one. I'm not sure. I don't recall seeing another certificate of holder for the other trip.
If the other trip is a school trip,
Yeah.
it's not, they're not using that.
That one stuck out. All right. Thank you. That's all I have.
Other questions? Roll call?
Okay. Mr. Albrecht?
Aye.
Dr. Hall?
I'm sorry, what was it, the 30, did you have the,
I'm sorry.
I just want to say that.
If you look under, I don't have it in front of me, but if you look under the certificate of insurance,
Page 247.
we are, and typically we are added as the additional certificate holder. The district is. Other than that, we're just being shown that the group that's sponsoring this is insured, but I thought we were added as additional insurance.
as a
You're
whole.
correct, Mr. Brown. We should be listed as additional insured on the policy, so we'll get that done.
It's a simple task for them to do, it's very simple.
Right, yes. It's for the ROTC.
Yeah, for the ROTC. Yeah, the other one, for the other trip, is not relevant.
Yeah, that's a good one. But, so are we taking a vote without it on
It's a simple matter, even our name, we can change the motion to say we approve it pending getting that, but we've already started the vote,
Because
so.
what we're voting on tonight is that. It's only to approve it that way. So if we're gonna change it, I think
We have a motion on the floor, we've already started voting, so
it's not a final decision. It's not final until we're done.
I'm sorry?
I was saying the vote isn't final until we're done.
I can't hear what you're saying.
I was saying the vote isn't final until we're done.
No, I know, I'm saying we started voting, so we're gonna have to amend the motion or withdraw it.
Okay.
So Nelson made the motion, so Nelson, did you care to withdraw your motion?
You will going to withdraw it such that the motion be made to.
Correct.
I withdraw the motion.
Do we have to have a vote on the withdrawal? How would we like to word the new motion? Can I get a motion to approve the CMHS JROTC overnight field trip pending receipt of certificate of insurance listing 201U as additional insurance?
So move.
Does that work?
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Give me 1 second.
No problem.
Okay, Dr. Hall? Mr. Brown?
Aye.
I'm sorry, that was an aye.
Aye.
Was it caught right at the
Sorry.
first time? Mr. Albert?
Aye.
Mrs. Roof is an aye. Mrs. Gasparro?
Abstain. Thank you, motion carries. Warrior Guard field trip. You said this is a school trip. All right, can I get a motion to approve the CMHS Warrior Guard overnight field trip? I will make that motion.
Second.
Thank you. Any comments? Roll call?
Dr. Hall? Aye. Mr. Albrecht?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mrs. Roof is an aye. Mrs. Gasparro?
Aye, thank you, motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve the certified staff leave of absence, certified staff return from leave of absence, certified staff reassignment, educational support staff leave of absence, educational support staff return from leave of absence, educational support staff resignation, and educational support staff dismissal?
Move.
Second.
Mr. Neal?
The personnel report reads as follows. Certified staff leave of absence, Matt Miller, Tracy Morris. Certified staff return from leave of absence, Ellen Galati, Jennifer Krasinski, Catherine Showalter, and Lisa Werner. Certified staff reassignment, Ann Berry. Educational support staff leave of absence, Kathy Rogoff. Educational support staff return from leave of absence, Laura Fleischman and Anita Franklin. Educational support staff resignation, LaWanda Jones and Kathy Rogoff. And educational support staff dismissal, Frank Moore. That is personnel report.
Thank you. Comments? Questions? Roll call?
Mr. Albrecht?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Dr. Hall? Aye. Mrs. Roof is an aye. Mrs. Gasparro?
Aye, thank you, motion carries. Do we have any old business?
I have a couple. Just, we were talking about our strategic planning. I did hear the comment earlier by Mr. Young. I know we're meeting tomorrow with, some of the people that will give some input tomorrow. I firmly believe in having somebody qualified to conduct a strategic plan. I think that, that is a specialization that is needed when we're doing something as critical as that. However, I do think it's an opportunity for staff to be involved. I kind of look at that, how to be involved. I mean, like, just teachers or whoever, because like when we did the one in the past, you know, it was a while ago, and certain people, the original one, that was before I got on the board, not the revised version, but, with the questions of how it was done and all that, I think it would be, great for us to include staff that can also learn about the strategic planning process. So when we do need to monitor our progression, they will be a part of that and give input on that. So I did want to share that. Also, it was brought up in a previous meeting about the all calls that go home announcing the board meeting. Someone said that we don't do them anymore because we received feedback that people did not like those calls. That was mentioned in a meeting. So I'd like to know, where did that feedback come from?
I couldn't hear you. We used to have robocalls, and each board member would make a robocall out before board meetings stating that the board meeting is coming at such and such time, at such and such location, and we took turns doing it. And it's been a while since we've done that.
Yeah, Natalie, are you saying it came from you? Okay, what feedback were you getting from who and how many?
There were over 24 phone calls and emails from parents and, well, parents, certainly parents in our community, who did not want the calls. They felt like it was, I got a lot of, you're disturbing me for no reason, I know when the meetings are, those sort of things. And what we opted for in the administration at that time, I did make a recommendation that we not do it, because what we didn't want to do is to make our tool counterproductive. So now people are saying, well, I'm not going to answer the phone. And so what we decided with that former administration was it made more sense just to not do it than to continue and have people not answer the phone, because the purpose of the school messenger call is to share important information. So we didn't want to, if there were 1 or 2 people, that'd be different, but it was into the 24 people calling and emailing and saying, please stop, take me off. So then for each person, you have to go in individually and unclick all of their selections. But then we need to tell them something important, they're not selected. So the decision was made to eliminate it and to just post the board meetings as we do on the website and in other places. So that's how that came to be.
Okay, so my thoughts on the matter is, so we've got dozens, I've gotten a lot who actually appreciated being notified of it. So, it's just something that I wanted to bring up, because we want to make sure that we are informing our public of these very important meetings. We're making some major decisions in these meetings, and even this school year, we have had critical issues that we've been talking about. And as a board member, I feel that I am informing a lot of people what's going on, when they can be aware of these meetings as well. So it's a tool. I just think we need to revisit it.
Did we have magnets this year?
No. I just think it's something we should look at again, and I didn't know specifically where that claim was coming from, and that's why I was asking about that. That's all my over.
Is there a fee for those robocalls? Or is it a flat fee that we pay per month for them? Dr. Cognitive, let's talk about that. Yeah. Any other old business?
I have a couple of things here. There's been a lot of he say, she say, assumptions, allegations regarding racial remarks here and there from staff members, from various people to certain people, back and forth. We were talking about diversity training, sensitivity training months ago, years ago. It's been on our table for a long time. And I just want to know, where are we with any type of diversity training, sensitive training? I asked the question to someone today, and they said, well, I understand the district was not going to move forward with any diversity training / sensitivity training until next year. I don't know where we are with that, because if that's the case, I think we need to ramp it up in some manner, maybe not full-fledged, but at least share with the staff and our employees some level of sensitivity / diversity training.
Well, the plan was this year is to start with our administrative team. And that's what we're doing this year, is more for phase one. Next year, we're starting phase two and getting into working with staff and so forth. That was a plan. And I think originally, the question you're referring to was from the public comments that we responded to was where were we at with staff and board members. So we responded to both of those saying we were going to address that with the board when the new board was seated to address sensitivity training and cultural training at that point. But the plan for the rest of the staff was to really start next year.
So you say we are conducting some type of sensitivity / diversity training now?
We're training all of our building and central office administrators on cultural competency. That's what we're focused on this year. And that's one of the goals for the equity audit as well. That's going to be done this year.
Okay, could you provide the board, at least me, exactly what those culture competencies are that you're training our staff on? Is that a formalized process that you're training? That's what I'm hearing you saying. You're training now our staff on culture competencies.
In the FYIs, I outlined the book study that we're all participating in, and I shared in several of them exactly what I was working on with staff. We've done cultural walks with the staff. They've gone into each other's buildings. They've gone into classrooms and looking for evidence. So the building principals have been working on that.
Okay, so does that consist of cultural competencies? Does that consist of diversity / sensitivity training? Do they go hand in hand? They sound somewhat different to me.
Cultural competency is, to be competent, as you can imagine, is a combination of several things. With my letter that I sent out to all of our staff, it's been really focused on the 3 areas, and that was the empathy, the sensitivity, and so forth. We're really focusing on the empathy piece as a highlight. And you have heard from Mrs. Perkins already, the building principals are already beginning to start some things on their own in various buildings.
Well, being empathetic, that doesn't necessarily drive home the sensitivity part, not in my opinion. Because sometimes people just don't care how I want to be treated, as long as I treat you the way I want to treat you. It doesn't matter how you treat me, but this is how I want to treat you.
Sensitivity is another attribute that we will be looking at as far as becoming culturally competent. So that clearly has there's other components with that as well.
Okay, I'll go back and look and see what you sent out to the board.
You can send an update in your, with your update.
Because I don't want to wait to a new board or next year. I think it's imperative that we drive this home. You know, these are issues that we have had with this district for years.
I agree 100%, and we are working to come up with a plan to make sure that we are a competent district.
Okay.
So I was actually gonna bring something to business, but I guess it is technically old business. So our board policy 2:120, reads that the board president or superintendent or their designees will make reasonable efforts to provide ongoing professional development to board members about the adverse consequences of school exclusion and justice system involvement, effective classroom management strategies, culturally responsive discipline, appreciate and available supportive services for the promotion of student attendance and engagement, and developmentally appropriate disciplinary methods that promote positive and healthy school climate. So I piggyback on what Mr. Brown is saying. This is more so dealing with student behavior and those things, but it all goes together. When we're considering the trainings that we really should be engaging in. And I don't feel comfortable with it for next year. This year alone, we've had some major issues, and I think we need to address this ASAP.
And I think yesterday, there was a new teacher workshop that focused on cultural competency. Is that correct, Laura? What was the training?
We've been having, intensive training with all of our new teachers on culturally relevant teaching. That session was held at their school last night, for all the new teachers. We've been doing it now 3 or 4 years. So everybody who's coming in new is having that session. So that was kind of our first piece that we started 2 years ago, and, you know, we, in the FYI too, we're working on a plan. We have, we're actually in the process of selecting people to attend, a Harvard program on race and equity in school leadership. So that team will end up being our core team that we will then build a bigger plan around that's sustainable. I think what we've had in the past are sometimes we react to a situation and we create something, or we're, you know, it's hit and miss, but we want to make a solid plan that continues, you know, every year.
And this is something that you're working very diligently on.
So it sounds like this is there, but this is directed towards board member development.
And that would be up to the board.
Exactly. If that's board president or superintendent or whatever.
And you spoke to Perry about coming in May. Maybe we should talk about this at the community moment.
Well, cultural competency, most likely, I would Perry who does cultural competency. He does a strategic plan. We've been looking for consultants to do cultural competency, and we have a network that we can work with to come in and help this work.
With the board of physically culturally responsive, considering the disparities between African students and Asian students and all of that. We've been pinged by OCR in the past and looking at making sure that we are making decisions when it comes to these things, specifically particularly suspension and expulsion, those things that tend to come our way, and making sure that we've received the proper training so that we can make the best decisions on behalf of our students.
Absolutely. And the equity audit, if you look at some of the pieces that will come out of the equity audit, it will have us take a look at all the suspension data, the discipline data, and it will show us exactly what our baseline is. And so I think converging training at the same time with that audit would be very effective.
Yeah, because I think everybody needs that training when it comes to discipline. I mean, everybody's involved at some point. So I'd like to know what the plan is going to be with including the board in some of these efforts.
Okay, I can talk.
If I could, I'm sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
Make sure I was hearing everything correctly before I need to hear you. But are you saying you want the information, what we learned so far in terms of discipline and restorative practices?
No, what I was saying was, the law requires that board members be trained in culturally responsive discipline and understanding the adverse effects of suspensions and expulsions. We haven't done that.
Okay.
And, I was saying in the past, we have been dinged because of the disparity in the numbers when you're looking at suits of color versus suits that are not of color. So I was saying, coupling that with what Mr. Brown is saying, with some of these issues going on, we need to be doing this and not wait until next year, particularly for the board. Sounds like we're starting with that, but still have not done anything on the board level.
If you, Dr. Carter, if that's in concept, we can, yeah, absolutely, I can get moving on this. Thank you. Any other workers?
Great.
Any other workers?
Yes, I have a couple more. I think it was in the account payables that the reason we received the account payables this time around for the board's approval was because we short cycle, so to speak, the board meeting of the early. Is that correct?
I didn't hear what you said, sir.
The account payables that we approved tonight, and the reason they came tonight was because our board meeting was early than usual, I believe. That's what was stated. I believe under one of the strategies. I believe I can go back and look at it.
It may be, I mean, it was just brought because it's our regular board meeting.
Yeah, we stopped in the way the board meeting fell. So I guess the question is, I believe this came up before, that's why I'm bringing it up on the whole business. So what are the consequences for that happening where you are bringing these account payables to be approved tonight? And if the board meeting had not failed on a certain date, they would have brought it back and had it approved last board meeting. So what are the consequences for that? And if there are some consequences, what can we do to mitigate that? Do we have to call a special board meeting just to get those approved, or what? I mean, we have called special board meetings for numerous reasons.
Right. There really aren't, I mean, we have gotten into a practice within the business office now that we have told all vendors that in order to get on the board dockets for board approval of our agenda bills, to have everything in by the 5th of the month. So we have that, and we've been operating that way, and we tell vendors that right up front. We are very clear with them that if they don't get their invoices in by the 5th of the month, that we won't be paying late fees.
Okay, so you're basically saying no consequences.
Right.
Okay, why share with the board that you're bringing these account payables for us for approval tonight as opposed to last board meeting? So why was that shared with us? Why was that shared with us if there's no consequences?
I'd have to look at the reports here, because there really isn't any consequence.
Go back.
I mean,
I'll go back to
we
the
approve bills every month, I guess I don't understand.
And we get bills every month, but he basically saying that I'm bringing you this late because I didn't bring it to you last time because the board meeting was on X amount of date, or a certain date. That's all. He said, that's the reason I'm bringing this to you. So you go back and look at it.
Well, let me take it, I'll take a
Go
look
back
at
and look
it.
at it and provide the short answer if you could, please. Thank you. And two more things real quick. Laura, I really appreciate, I think it was in Dr. Connolly's FYI about the semester grades. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Usually typically we ask for it, so he was proactive in providing those grades, right? I saw some numbers that was pretty high as far as failures. And I said, for those failures in the first semester for these kids, it's such a high number. I think I saw something as high as 19% in some grade levels or grades or courses.
Are you referring to grades of F or D and F?
F's, just F's. I saw one about 15%
I can,
in one category.
I don't have it.
And pull it up the FY. Okay. decent algebra, it's combined to 30%.
We've had discussions about that.
Okay, all I want to know, again, when you get to the first semester, it's almost like a point of no return for a kid to have an F in his first semester. What can we do? I don't know, maybe we need to ask for quarter grades or something. I don't know the answer. But if a teacher is seeing that a kid is failing, and we are halfway through the school year, and what are we doing? And I think, what kind of struck me is, I think it was algebra, okay, a high failure rate there in the first semester. How do we expect these kids to do well on these assessment tests when they're failing here? I mean, it's like a point of no return. So I believe, again, I don't have the answer. I'll leave it for smart people, and Dr. Connolly's and her staff figure out what can we do to not show such a high percentage of failures with our students in critical courses. We go back and look at it, and I just thought it was kind of asinine, so to speak, for lack of a better phrase. Go back and share that, Dr. Connolly's, the high failure rate, again, has reared its ugly head.
Is your issue, Mr. Brown, that we're waiting till the end of the semester and then saying it's an issue?
Yeah.
I mean, there are progress reports going out continually.
Yeah, and I'm sure that they're looking at it as the semester goes.
Well,
I'm sorry.
And I think the point of clarification here is if we're referring to 7th grade,
Yeah.
that was the first trimester grade, because remember, the middle school's on trimesters, they're not on.
Okay, I just want to saw semester. Whatever report that Dr. Connolly sent out in her FY.
No, I said right.
Okay.
The middle school that was on trimesters and not on
Okay.
semesters.
Okay.
And I'm sure that
So if you guys feel pretty good about those failure rates,
I'm not feeling good, but there is a mechanism in place. I don't think the staff is waiting until the end of the trimester to say, oh my God, we got a 15% failure rate. They're working on it during the semester. They're sending out progress reports to the parents.
they're working.
There are processes in place. I'm not sure.
well, at the end of the day, we get a snapshot in time. And regardless if they're working on it or not, and I commend the staff for diligently working hard to try to bring those grades up. But at the end of the day, the snapshot is showing me a percentage, and it's high, either trimester or semester. And after the first week or so of school, and the kid is not doing well, and the kid is getting F the first, second, third week, that's late. Oh, no. To me, in my opinion. And then it's like we're giving up on the kid, and we just say, you know what, yeah, we got 20% this time, but we
I don't think
lowered
any
it.
of our teachers are giving up on the students.
Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Don't mix my words, please. I'm not saying any teacher are giving up on our students. I said I commend our teachers for trying their best and to do what it takes to cause our kids to learn. All I'm saying is it's still unacceptable that we have such a high rate. And if we feel good as a board to accept that and say that's good, let your kid be the 15% that's failing. One in that category.
Well, I know, and particularly the high school is doing a lot with Hero Hour and many other things to try to address interventions for students.
Okay. Could you look at that and kind of clarify it? If I'm mixing words, mixing numbers, please clarify it for me.
No, you're not. I pulled it up actually, but, if you look at the, report and it lists the target, the passing rate target.
That was
and I believe
80%.
we have that 95%.
And one is 80, we still.
Proficiency rate is 80%.
80%. We was below that in a lot of categories.
And the proficiency rate is including
A, B, and C.
Okay, so we have two, different rates. So the question is, I kind of know this from some of the things were presented earlier this year, but, if you look at some of the To me, the most important is the proficiency. Simply because, you know, you can get a D and pass the class, but really, have you really gained enough knowledge to be, you know, well versed in something? No. So if we're looking at the proficiency rate, which includes the A, B, and C, and we're looking at the high school, there's a few classes that do not meet the 80%. If we're looking at the middle school, I believe we have, looks like we got one. I see one for math.
Are you looking at the FYI report that was set out earlier?
Yeah.
All right, none of us have a copy of that here, we were not prepared to bring that tonight, so it's very difficult
So you
for us
don't
to
have
review
it?
that report.
You don't have it?
We don't have that here, this is not something we were prepared.
That was kind of old business regarding how things were presented to us. We asked for that information in the past. That's why I said I consider it old business.
So is there something you would like to have it presented differently?
Not so much differently, I'm just sharing it, some information that was already presented to us. And I'm saying that the problem has not been solved, in my opinion. So if we keep doing the same thing over and over, we're gonna keep getting the same results.
So in your update or in the FYI, can we get some examples of the things that the teachers are doing at the different grade levels and for the different classes as to the interventions and things that are happening and the system that we have in place in order to catch those students that maybe at the midterm or before are not doing well?
We can add that specifically at the high school level?
I think across the board.
Yeah.
Let's go through.
All right, so those are things that we can address in the FYI to give more specifics to your questions, that's helpful.
Well, something that I've been requesting for a while since the presentation of the test scores was what is the identified plan for addressing these quote-unquote deficit areas. We know that, like for instance, with this report, there's specifically classes that are not at the proficiency rate. And I don't know if this is what Mr. Brown is alluding to, but how are we addressing that? Because when you present it to the board, this has already taken place. So data should drive decision-making. So we don't get data just to look at it and say, oh, that's bad, that's a shame, and not do anything with it. So what are we doing with that? And I understand you said that you don't have this here with you tonight. I'm not understanding why, because I would think you all have what the board has at the board meeting. So maybe moving forward, if a board member has a question about something, I think it's good for you all to have everything that we have. So for me, what I'm interested in seeing is we have the test scores, we have this snapshot right now for this where we are with grade distribution. How are we addressing, you know, these issues? That's what we should be looking at. Because I would think that conversation is being held at the building level, at the district level. We're looking at, oh, this class I'm looking at now is at 66% proficiency. What are the conversations around such classes? That's what I'd be interested in.
And
at a later time, I understand you all are not prepared now, but.
Well, I can tell you that Monday, I had a conversation with the high school, and I gave this to them. And we can certainly dig a little deeper with them, but it's on the next meeting agenda for the middle school, because I sent it out to them when I sent it out to you, and we put it on the agenda. So we always have a discussion once it's produced.
So I'm assuming the discussion includes not only why we're there, but what we're going to do to improve the proficiency, and discussing different strategies, techniques in the classroom, the support outside of the classroom, whatever is needed. Is it connected in any way to behavior, student behavior? You know, really digging deep and finding out what the issues are. So I would be interested as a board member in knowing what that conversation sounds like, and what are we able to say we're doing to address these areas?
Thank you.
Okay,
Any other?
lastly, we, and I believe it was our last meeting, regular board meeting, we had a malfunction with our mic for public comments. And Dr. Condoleezza, I believe someone from the public sent your email to my memory. A few people, I know I got about 8 or 9 calls personally saying that they were unable to hear public comments. I never heard the fixes and the reasons. So I don't know if you have, what are we gonna do to prevent it?
It's been corrected, and I did make a statement before we started today.
Okay, well, you mind sharing it with me? I did tell Dr. Condoleezza I was gonna be late. Could you share it with me?
We share this in the public comment as well, and we also share it in my weekly updates. What we had found out is the soundboard, when it's going to upload to YouTube, there was an issue with that. Typically, when we're at the high school, that's not an issue. We're using their equipment. As we've gone from various sites, that has been a particular issue here. The tech team worked very hard to ensure that things were working properly tonight. We had a backup system available with an additional microphone. And then we also have a queuing between both of us if they're seeing the soundboard that wasn't going, if we wouldn't stop tonight. So we did our best to ensure that was members at home could hear all the questions. And President Gaspar did apologize at the beginning of the evening for those at home and say that it was tested and retested and double tested. So we have one more building. We're at Crete next month, and then we're back home to our high school with our nice equipment.
No place like home? No place like home.
There's no place like home.
All right, thank you, appreciate it. That's all I have, thank you.
Any other old business? New business?
Yeah, really quick. Just wanted to share that I was able to attend last week as well as this week the inauguration activity in Springfield, working with the new governor as well as the legislators last week that had their inauguration. Some of the talk, I don't know if you all saw the presentation by the governor and things moving forward. Pushing for more education funding is going to be huge. I know that some of the efforts that we've done with the funding formula and the statewide panel that I'm on, a lot of times they will say, well, it depends on the next administration, it depends on the next administration. But we've been making efforts to make the legislators aware of the local issues in the school district. And so I want to say I appreciate from our assistant superintendents whenever I've asked for information to share with them, particularly Laura. I'm always asking because I do want to make sure that I'm sharing what our issues are and what we're in need of on the local level. So I just wanted to say that. And then
Keith, I've been telling
we received the all-call today of the incident in University Park. There was a shooting today that caused some roads. So I received information.
First
People
one had been
contacted
short
me,
and
asking me what was
up.
going on and all of that. I want to say thank you to Dr. Clark, who I think reached out to me, and she helped me get
So
information to go out to the community. And one thing I wanted to say, there was confusion. People were thinking that incident was connected with the high school fight that was today. And so I think it's because the fight was also mentioned in the song. So I don't know, moving forward, if we want to some kind of way craft it where it's not. Because I believe Rochelle said it wasn't related, but I don't think people heard that part. So there was a lot of rumors where people thought that this incident in University Park was shooting, they hear guns, they fight at the high school, put both together. So going forward, I don't know how we can, craft it, but it's over that the shooting incident. I know you don't want to put out too
talk.
that he's pulled out.
And I thank you for that.
Theoretically,
You are trying to figure out how we can break that up, because I
switched
didn't
in and
want
out.
them to, look at, having, police cars there and then thinking, oh my gosh, it was related, and I didn't think that if you're correct, we had a few people that would. But once we put it out on Facebook, I think it calmed down because they were able to read exactly what I actually stated.
Yeah, no, we can't. But we have been reading now. It's been.
Thank you. And my last business is, I want to say happy birthday to someone, belated birthday, Mr. Brown. Had a birthday. Had a birthday.
You see what the school board did to me? I'm only 26.
He had a birthday recently, so happy birthday, Mr. Brown. And I did bring cupcakes for you and everybody, you know.
Please don't sing
celebrate.
happy birthday though.
Like,
You don't want me to sing?
No.
Happy birthday, Mr. Brown.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I think we should take the time to do that more often, just, you know, celebrate each other, whatever, you know, is going on. So just wanted to say that.
I appreciate it. That's a very commendable. Karen, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No.
Any other new business? Can I get a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body, collective negotiating matters, student disciplinary cases, and pending and probable litigation?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
All right, Dr. Hall? Aye. Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Albert?
Aye.
Mrs. Group is an aye. Ms. Gasparo?
Aye, thank you. We will be taking no more action. There will be nothing else happening after we have come out of closed session except for an adjournment. And I absolutely have no clue how long it's going to take us. I'm thinking at least an hour, if not longer.
Go on.
Okay.
So moved.
Dr. Wong? Mrs. Ms. Shapiro? Aye. Okay, 8:48 here. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay? We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.